I'm kind of like an architect, helping somebody to build their dream home.
Exactly.
This interview is with Echo Wong. She is a female Chinese immigrant who moved to the U.S. with only $800 in her pocket at the age of 20. Echo has over 20 years of business experience in wealth management. She first started as a senior tax specialist in Minneapolis. There, she began to gain a valuable experience in personal financial planning for corporate executives and later founded Echo Wealth Management in 2015. She's interviewed by DPL's Tim Rambowski and shares how she builds relationships with clients and uses DPL as a trusted partner in her firm. You're listening to Advisor Revelations.
Hey, Echo, thanks for being with us here today. Thanks a bunch for your partnership with DPL.
I am very pleased to be working with you today.
I know you've owned your firm for about 5 years now. You've been in the business for about 20 years or so. So if you look at our industry, only 23% of all CFPs are women. Plus, you're a minority at that as well. So it sounds like you've had some success, against a lot of the odds in our industry. So just tell us a bit, why do you think you've been so successful? I mean, is it your perseverance?
I think I can definitely say my early life experience and the role models I had really helped. In my book, I definitely mentioned about my mother who has college degree in China. So that was very unusual. And also I was encouraged to read so many books when I was very young. And I read about an author from Taiwan. Her name was Echo Chan. I took her name when I came to the US. And she wrote many books about traveling in different countries. Two major, I think, women role models opened my eyes to possibilities. I think determination is really important ingredient. I think in the very male-dominated industry like wealth management, I often remind myself it's actually good to be different.
Yeah.
Because people don't remember if you are the same as the other people. I want to use that, the difference in terms of, I call myself triple minority in the industry, take that, turn it into my own advantage in terms of marketing and make a good impression when I have the opportunity to speak to people. So I think certainly there are down days. I don't want to make it sound so easy. I am fortunate to be in the right place. Being in this country, having the opportunity to pursue higher education, I did not want to just squander the opportunity. I think early on, I had really high expectations for myself. It's better to fail and get up and then try again versus not trying at all and then regret the day before you die. So that's my mentality.
So tell us a little bit about, as you guys are meeting with clients, especially in today's environment with everything that's going on, how do you talk to clients about insurance solutions and guaranteed income? And I know you've talked to me about that in the past where you have many clients that, don't have sufficient pensions to fund their retirement needs.
I think it's really important to start from the financial planning perspective. And I think when I started my firm 5 years ago, it was because I started from scratch, right? So I had to think about what the best service model for me and for my firm in the long term. So I have decided to provide services, very transparent and clear, financial planning services for a fee. And investment management is separate service and it's charged based on the asset under management. But we start with financial planning service first for every single client. What that means is clients will actually spend enough time with us to go talk about their passions and dreams and goals. So when you're talking about a lot of people who are going to live very long and they are not very willing to take all equity market risk, meaning that they are concerned that they may not have enough money to last their lifetime. So for me is when I go through a financial plan, part of it is the retirement planning, risk management that we look at life insurance, disability insurance, potentially long-term care insurance as well. And we look at their risk profile on the asset allocation and we look at their tax returns and projections to see if there are planning opportunities to save taxes. And the estate planning, as you can kind of see, they all are integrated with insurance product could be the right solution for the right situation. So during this planning process, it's very obvious for us to point it out if they need certain type of insurance along the way. Mm-hmm. And then for the people, if they are not the first round, if they are not thinking about anything guaranteed income because they are relatively young, mm-hmm. well, that's something they may not need at this moment. Yeah. But there are a lot of clients right now, especially when they are closer to 60 years old or 65. That is, for me, if we are talking about having a small portion of their portfolio and use this commission-free annuity products. I think commission-free is really important word for me to emphasize. When I start the conversation, it's not just like, oh, which product is the best for you? It's more about, I need to touch on every single aspect of the plan. For every section, I need to point out the gaps and I need to propose alternatives. Mm-hmm. It's never like one way is going to fix it all.
Yeah, no, you brought up some great points. When you first approached DPL, we had a lot of conversations in the beginning, but you told me that, your biggest challenge was basically that, there's all these different solutions out there. There's all these different products, and it's impossible to keep track of them, right? Because mm-hmm. there's all these different carriers, solutions, costs. And then I also remember you telling me a little about you bring on some new advisors that didn't have the same experience level that you had. Then you really needed a partner to help you educate everyone so everyone's on the same page. Just tell us about how DPL has helped you really solve those two issues of knowledge of product plus helping the rest of your firm kind of catch up to speed to where you are.
I think I have been looking for this kind of partnership for a while. I think initially when I heard of your firm, I thought, oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for because of my work experience in the industry for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. And, I have seen different type of annuities or insurance products evolving. There's no easy way for me to transfer that knowledge to a financial advisor who's 22 or 23 years old, who's extremely smart and driven. Yeah. But they simply don't have the life experience. They don't have the product knowledge at this moment. So when I started working with your firm and your team was able to conduct training to educate them about a few products that you see very relevant today. For example, certain annuity products. And of course, annuity products change so much and companies are all different, have different bells and whistles. Exactly. And so it's good for us to be able to send you the information that we gather from our client and then be able to discuss very timely about the situation for the particular client and use that as a learning experience for my new financial advisors. And for me, it's a good update because I don't live and breathe daily comparing illustrations and trying to figure out which one has the better cost structure. And I can tell people that I am pretty technical already. Yeah. If I have a trouble keeping up, I could imagine a lot of advisors would probably have the similar issue because we have to learn so much about just general financial planning and the equity markets and try to also figure out how to be a coach, behavior coach on a daily basis, in uncertain times. So I think the best benefit for working with DPL is just knowing that your team has the special knowledge, that you constantly study new products in the market and build new relationships with different insurance companies. So it's good that your firm is in the front of this trend.
Yep, that's definitely where we are. And we'll continue to build that platform out more and more for you. When you first saw DPL, it sounds like, you had some questions because we don't have a lot of products. And then you saw our membership fee, right? Because you have to pay to join, right? Well, obviously, things have changed now. We have more products. So looking back, I think you've been a member for, let's call it 4 or 5 months now. Looking back, how do you feel about the membership model?
For me, if you use the membership, it's very worth it. Just like anything else. If you pay the gym membership and you don't even show up at your gym, it's worthless. So the way I see it is if I am even able to help 5 or 6 clients, I'm not even talking about, 100 clients, even 5 to 6 clients who are able to have a better plan to execute, to have that retirement income, and also the time saving on my part. My time is very valuable. So if I am able to save some time without reading all those brochure to figure out which one is actually better, or prospectus. Can you imagine if I have to read 10 of them? I mean, I've done that before. I just looked at my time and say, no, this is probably better done by other people, and give me the summary. And so I see it as a very beneficial. I certainly believe membership is the right way. The more advisors can use the membership in terms of getting the training and bring the existing clients' issues to the front, and have a back room. Pretty much it's like back room office. Since I don't want to hire another 3 people here in my office, we are just going to use this Zoom video and just communicate, like treat it like a separate department on a second floor or somewhere. So I think it's the right way to do business. And I certainly see the value.
That's great. That's great advice, honestly, for, anybody that's thinking about becoming a member as well as our existing members. I love your analogy about the gym membership, but if you don't take advantage of it, you're not going to get any benefit, right? So, and we think that's what sets us apart is the education. That's what we're bringing to the table that no one else is. So I'm glad to hear you taking advantage of that. So, when we first got started, you had mentioned you had some goals working with DPL, looking at a lot of your clients, trying to find that income gap that we talked about a little bit ago, as well as just saying you wanted to be a full adopter of the platform and use, a lot of the solutions. Just tell us a little bit about those goals and how you're on the right track to achieving them.
I still believe I'm on track because this is just beginning of the year. And of course, you could imagine we're dealing with whatever kind of like pandemic, which I see it as like Great Depression plus Spanish flu all happen in 1 month, right? So maybe I'm just a little bit behind, like 1 month behind in terms of what I do, but we are keeping the communication going, and I still work from home. I set minimum for the year. I want to review 12 client scenario with DPL. And if I am able to do that, I said the membership is well worth it. I think for myself right now, by working with your firm, I also believe that my firm needs to be adaptable. And certainly we want to look at all kinds of things in the industry, how this industry is evolving in terms of, I think fee compression is there, especially in the investment management area. So for me, as I think about strategically where we add value to the relationship in the wealth management, we absolutely need to bring that seamless experience to the people we serve. So it's not just comparison of the fee structure. It has to be how they experience every single time when they interact with my team.
And that's something that we hear from our members all the time is that basically how they combat fee compression, like you're talking about, is expanding services, right? Because like you said, if you're just going to call yourself an investment manager, well, when we have market volatility like now, you don't want to be selling on performance, right? So any little aspect of the life that you can help accomplish, have the plan that you can always go back to, and just remind them, why they pay you that fee. And certainly we think that, this is another, cog in that wheel with the DPL insurance. Thank you very much for your time today. This has been awesome to hear your story as well as your experience with DPL.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very pleased to be talking to you today, Tim.
Thanks for listening. You can check out more stories on Advisor Revelations at dplfp.com.